remembers what I said about spiders. I mean, I hope that's just a web and not eggs. Hello guys. For this video, I'm currently standing on my bed, and this video is going to be about my whole Pokemon collection, my figures, plushes, game, systems, everything. So you might want to buckle down. Also, disclaimer, I haven't cleaned my figures or undusted them in a long time, so I don't even know how to clean them. I got some used and I still didn't even clean them. So if anyone knows cleaning tips for figures, leave them in the comments. My first guess would be to use antibacterial wipes, but I also don't want to use anything that could discolor my figures or wipe the paint off. I've been a collector for pretty much as long as I can remember, but I know I got into Pokemon the anime series when I was 7 or 8 years old, so that might be the indicator of when I started collecting. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about everything I have, where did I get it, and so on. My figures are in Pokedex order. From at least all the ones that I have are in Pokedex order. Near the end of my collection, it starts getting weird and out of order because I didn't really see a point in moving them all around when they're generally in the same area of the Pokedex. Because I didn't collect figures that much of the new ones, I only have more oldish figures. My figure collection is on these shelves that my dad made for me, and he's a woodworker in his free time. He moved. So I guess I'll start with this poster that is right in the middle of my first set of shelves for my figures. I believe this is one of the best posters Pokemon has done because it showed you what year each game came out. Although it isn't updated because more games came out since. Usually GameStop has new posters when the new games come out if you get them around the release of the games. And this is where I got this poster from. And here is the big picture of everything. The lighting isn't the best in my room, but bear with me. So this Bulbasaur has wheels on the bottom, and I believe if you go like this, it rewinds and will go forward. I had got it at Kids Haven, a consignment shop, but it's looking where the original person got it was Burger King. It has an odd thing, like a spring right there, and I'm wondering if more came with it than just the figure. Another disclaimer, if I pronounce Pokemon wrong, just to throw it aside, because between the anime, I don't think anyone pronounces them right, and each character switches how they pronounce it depending on who they are and who the voice actress is, or actor. So I don't really believe there is any right or wrong way to say Pokemon names. Also, I grew up a lot also playing the game, so I haven't always heard their name in the anime, so I don't always know how they're pronounced. Next up, we have Charizard, Wartortle, Blastoise, Caterpie, Butterfree, Weedle, Pikachu. And I had this Pikachu for the longest time. I would always end up losing its tail, and my dad would have to hot glue it back probably more than 5 times. And then I just ended up fully losing it. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was at the other house we used to live, stuck in an air vent. So from Bulbasaur to Weedle, I got them at Kids Haven. Pikachu, I believe I had gotten from a pack from ToysRUs or Walmart. This Pikachu, you can tell that it was made and it's newer than the other one. And it was from a Z-Ring gem box. This Raichu, I believe I've gotten from a pack from ToysRUs. Here's Vulpix, Zubat, Golbat, Parasect, Meowth, Psyduck, Golduck, Poliwhirl, and Machop. I believe Vulpix and Zubat I got at Kids Haven. Golbat I got myself from a pack. Parasect, Kids Haven. Meowth, myself. Psyduck, myself. Golduck, Kids Haven. Poliwhirl, Kids Haven. And Machop, Kids Haven. And let's take a more deep look at this figure because it is actually unique. It has a ball on the inside. Next up, let's talk about the figures and stuff in the back. This Pokeball, I believe, was a hand-me-down from two boys that used to live in my neighborhood. And what I used to do is keep my figure stands in it. This is a Poke Stress Ball, and it's from 2010. And I believe I had gotten these from packs myself. Oh, actually, I'm starting to remember. I think they were in a box, and you could just buy one Pokeball that you wanted. So you get to pick which one to buy. Here's the Great Ball, also 2010, and Netball. Next up, we have Pikachu. This is a McDonald's toy that my sister had got, and I practically begged her to give it to me, and she didn't want to give it to me, and eventually she gave it to me. Next up, we have one of my favorites, the Blastoise. You see it has this button right here. You could fill it with water. It's essentially a water gun that comes out of those two cannons. His hands can also move. For the longest time growing up with this, I actually did use it as a water toy, but eventually I said I just wanted to set down and have it as my collection. And it was actually a pain trying to drain it out and make sure there was no water left. Definitely one of my favorite figures. And I believe I got it from Kids Haven, or I had to get it somewhere else. I definitely did not get it myself at ToysRUs or Walmart. Next up on my shelf, I have this Pokemon cereal box. Sweetened corn puffs with marshmallows. And it is not opened. I did not want to open it. I just wanted to purely keep it for my collection. And my mom gave it to me from Walmart. She got not that long ago. Now this Detective Pikachu water bottle was from 7-Eleven when they were featuring Detective Pikachu stuff at their store. And I never used it because, again, I wanted to keep it in nice condition. So next up I have Geodude, Ponyta, Magmite, Doduo, Ghastly, Krabby, Kingler, Chansey. And you could see how faded and worn down this is, unless Chansey was supposed to be like that in that figure. Tangela, a very small figure. Horsey, Seadra, Goldeen, Electabuzz, Magmar, Tauros, another small one, Magikarp. And these are the stands that I was talking about. Gyarados, Porygon, Ammonite, and Mewtwo. A very epic figure. I would say from here to here, I've got them myself. Doduo, I believe, came from a trade from a friend, or Kids Haven. Ghastly, I got myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That point to that point, I got from Kids Haven. Goldeen, I got myself. Electabuzz myself. Magmar myself. Tauros came from Kids Haven. I got Magikarp myself. Gyarados, Kids Haven. Porygon myself. Ammonite myself. And Mewtwo, Kids Haven. Let's take a look at Mewtwo. Occasionally when I'm laying in my bed, his eyes will reflect. And it looks really cool. Alright, so let's talk about this. What is it? So with select figures, they came with a few platforms. Usually, I think it was 1 or 2 platforms per figure set. It just depended on what figure you got, what platform it came with. And I can't really say too much on what came with what Pokemon, but with this one, I know it came with my Shellos. So they come as puzzle pieces. This is the back side of it. And you could see it says 2007 Pokemon. Also, check this out. It has this nice feature. So that shelf's done. Now getting to the other shelf. These 3 figures, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, were from a shiny set that my sister got me for Christmas one year. And it's kind of like weird because obviously these aren't shiny Pokemon if you know anything about Pokemon. But they are silver colored, and I believe it was for Soul Silver. Yeah, because it says 2010 on the bottom. And these are some awesome figures. Look how awesome Cyndaquil is. And poor Totodile, because I only have for Alligator and not Crogonal. Alligator, I had got from Kids Haven. Hoot Hoot, I got myself. The little Hoot Hoot, Kids Haven, because I have no clue where the little figures come from like that. Pichu, I believe I got myself. Cleafa myself. Togetic myself. Sudowoodo myself. Apom myself. Wooper myself. Quagsire myself. Mischievous myself. Unknown F myself. Wobbuffet myself. And this one came from McDonald's. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Wobbuffet does have a tail. And also 2015. So you pull this trigger. So now I showed you guys everything among these shelves. And now getting to the more crazy ones where I have 2 layers on each shelf. This pop figure is exclusive to Target, and I ended up getting it in the Anime Club gift exchange in high school. My last year doing the gift exchange, and I ended up getting a Pokemon themed thing. I have a Giraffe Rig figure in the back that I got myself. I have this little Swinub that came in the Pokeball. And as you guys can see, there's a hole on top. That's because these were actually made to be little small keychains. Also nice artwork on the bottom. 2009. What's interesting is that at the bottom of the Pokeball, it says 2004. Vampy, I believe I got myself. Ho-Oh, I'm not quite sure. It says 2010 on the wing, so I'm assuming that I did get Ho-Oh myself. Nice tail artwork. And the wings can flap. This Grovyle I definitely did not get myself. Combustion I didn't. Mudkip I didn't. Puccina I didn't. Pelipper I did. This little teeny Aeron I didn't. I got from Kids Haven. We got Meditite up here. Medicham, Roselia, and Wailmer. And I got that Wailmer actually by digging in a lot of stuff from a yard sale that had a lot of miscellaneous things. And I'm like, maybe, just maybe I'll get lucky, and I ended up actually finding a figure. Immediately when I saw it, I knew it was a Pokemon figure. And also, it does say Nintendo on the bottom. It's definitely seen better days, but I feel like that was a pretty cool find for a yard sale. This Grovyle figure is from 2004. And also, it can do this. Combustion, also 2004. And it can move like this. To the next shelf, we have Cacturn, which can also move. See Viper, which can move. And I believe I did not get them myself. Whiscash, I got myself. Feebas, myself. Chameco, myself. Absol, Kids Haven. Latios, Kids Haven. Latios, Kids Haven. This Kyogre was from a McDonald's toy. And it could also shoot something through its mouth. Turtwig is an old one I've had for so long that I got myself. Chimchar myself, Monferno myself, Infernape myself, Empoleon myself, Starly myself, Staravia myself, Bidoof myself, Kricketot myself, Shinx myself, Budu myself, Roserade myself, Cranidos myself, Sheldon myself, and the 2 Burmese myself. Cacturn is 2004. And just do this. The Sea Viper can move like this. And it is from 2003. More footage because the figures in the back can't easily be seen. There's the very small Absol figure. Latios. Chimchar. Monferno. Infernape. Napoleon. This Kyogre figure from McDonald's. It is a water gun. So you pull this, and then it will shoot out when you push it back in. And this is Primal Kyogre. As you can see through the see-through things on the sides, here and here. So same Kyogre as this Kyogre in my poster. Sad thing about the Burmy is Trash Cloak Burmy. I literally thought it was trash, so I took it out of the hole, the metal thing. And so now the figure's practically incomplete. But I just didn't know back then. So that shelf is done. Going to this shelf, we have Beazle, Chirby, Cherim, Shellos, the one that came with the water puzzle piece, Baneri, Bonsley, Mime Jr., Munchlax, a very good figure, very sturdy, Rowloo, Krogunk, Ammonite. Let's see. This one, as you can read it, maybe says Weavile. Back then, I wrote in permanent marker on these because I wanted to know which Pokeball was which. It's just coated in dust. I kept the Pokeballs open on my shelf, but for reasons of this video, I closed all of them. So here Weavile is. It says 2007, and the Pokeball also says 2004. The second row of this shelf, these two Pokeballs. And the second one is missing. So as you can see again, me when I was little, I wrote Magnezone on the Pokeball. This figure says 2009. And its Pokeball says 2004. This is Licky Licky's Pokeball, but I have lost it. And again, it might be one of the Pokemon that got lost at the other house or with moving. I really don't know. But I really like that figure, so it's a shame that I lost it. We have Electivire, Mesprit, Dialga, Palkia, and more Pokeballs, as well as Arceus. We have the Regigigas ball. And also I wrote an L on there. Maybe I thought it was Licky Licky's ball at first. I don't know. Oh, this Regigigas is 2009. And I like the platform. And the dust actually suits Regigigas' style because, in reality, Regigigas is really old and ancient. Garantina's ball. And you can see the amount of detail they put in this small Garantina figure. Seems like I wrote a whole bunch of weird scribbles and things on this one. But this is Shaman's Pokeball. Another one of my favorite figures. And especially this shiny Shaman is a very beautiful color. This isn't shiny, but just saying. The Shaman is 2009. I want to say I got majority of these figures myself, but I think definitely Arceus I got from Kids Haven, Mantike, Munchlax, Baneri, and Bonsly maybe. The next shelf we have Snivy and Servine. The Snivy I've got myself, and the Servine came from McDonald's. This is the last shelf, so like I said, these are all out of order, not in Pokedex. One of my brother's friends gave him this Tepig, and he has given it to me. It's from 2011, and you can really tell this is sturdy quality. Here's an Oshawott McDonald's toy from 2011. Basically, his feet go like this. I have this Pidove that I've got, this Abra, Lego-like figure I built from the instructions, and I got this a few years back for Christmas. The Pokeball inside looks like that. And this is a Mega Constructs. It shows you this little manual that unfolds to be super big of everything you need to do to build them. And these are the other ones in the series. But I only have this one so far. Also, it shows you how to put the Pokeball together. As well as right here, it's in English, Spanish or French, Chinese, Japanese, and Persian or Arabic. And it just slides back on through these two figures right here that have platforms that are in Japanese. I got from Press Start, which was a game place that shut down in my hometown. It is 2012. This is what the platform looks like, and it's alternating one right here for each of the feet. And in Japanese, the Japanese name for the Pokemon. And as you can see, it goes on like that with the alternating feet. So there's Keldeo. And here's another figure with the pretty orange color. And this is Meloetta in Pirouette form. Also 2012. So they really did personalize the base for each of these figures. Meloetta's is just 2 right at the base. So it just directly goes on like that. A very high quality and colorful figure that is even one of the biggest ones in my collection is Xerneas. It actually doesn't say the date on it, it just says Nintendo/Pokemon Tommy and made in China. The second biggest in my collection would be this Yveltal figure. And like the Xerneas one, all it says is the same thing. This figure is hollow on the inside and fairly lightweight for how big it is. This Woobat is a McDonald's toy that I got. Its date is from 2012. This Hoopa in the ring with Hoopa says it is 2015. This is a McDonald's toy. And I really like the clear artwork in between their arms. The good part about this artwork is that they got creative. Zora. This figure is very sturdy and 2011. How I got this was that I was in a special education class in elementary school, and they wanted me to talk more, so they bribed me with what they called back then Roadrunner bucks. And so every time I would speak up and talk, I would get bucks, and this cost me freaking 50 Roadrunner bucks. This is spring deerling that I got myself. $2011. This is an Emolga figure that I got myself. I guess it doesn't say the date on this one. Stunfisk, I believe I got it in the same set as Emolga. This Zacrum figure I got from McDonald's. And I wasn't able to collect the Reshiram one. It says it's from 2011. This Kyram. It just says Nintendo/Pokemon. This is probably the most current figure I have, and it's Grubbin from the Sun and Moon series. This is a McDonald's figure, and it's wind back. 2017. I'm going to show you guys the small figurines up close because it's kind of hard to see. Here is Puccina. Aeron. This is my favorite out of all the small ones. Absol. Tangela. And Tauros. And back again to the ones that were hard to see back here. Baneri. $2007. Chimecho. Latios. Latios. Mime Jr. Munchlax. Mantike. Let's give Arceus a close-up. I know people usually say Arceus, but I just pronounce it Arceus. This is a gigantic Pokeball that seems like it's made out of metal. and it is 2017. This one, Twist Off. And surprise, surprise, it's actually a puzzle and not a figure. Inside the Pokeball looks cool and has like lines all in it. However, this top half has no lines. And I thought about doing this puzzle and gluing it all together to put on display, but I haven't got down to doing that yet. That sums up my collection on that shelf, but also I have this Pikachu amiibo over here. Up here, I also have a Pikachu piggy bank. This is my lanyard that I will be hopefully wearing to CCU next year. It is 2015 Pokemon. And it came with this Pikachu and the Pikachu lanyard. Not the anything else on it. These two Pokemon keychains, but without the loops on them. And I believe I probably used them on my backpack before, and that's why the loops are gone. You can tell it's seen better days. 2016. 2016. Which brings me to my Pokemon pins that I have that I keep in this little teeny drawer. Here's the Team Aqua pin. Team Magma. Mega Charizard X. Mega Diancie. And Mega Rayquaza. You should always look for Pokemon things at yard sales, because this is another thing that I got at a yard sale. A Pokemon sketchbook. And this is 1995, 1996, 1998. Fairly old. Inside it looks like this. And you could see the person already wrote in it. But majority of the pages, no one did anything in them. Also, it was only 50 cents. Here's a small coloring book that I have. And as well as being a figure collector and everything else, I also collect the books. I got all my books from very mixed places, used bookstores, Scholastic, hand-me-downs from my brother, things like that. Yard sales even. The list just goes on where I got my books from. And it had some use from the person before me. Like that and that. The Sinnoh Superstars one. Pokemon Unova Heroes. I remember the school's cafeteria, all the way back in elementary school, giving us this folder. I guess when I was little, I wrote down what books I wanted a Pokemon. And cut out from another book that I have. It has this password, but just in case it could still be used, I'm not going to show it. Here's what the back of the folder looks like. This is my folder for everything artwork of Pokemon, which is also what the books are that had how to draw Pokemon in it. They're right here. This is what the inside looks in there. I did try doing some watercolors. This was many, many years ago. And there's Jinga from Beyblade. These were all just coloring pages I found and printed online. And my mom got mad at me and banned me from using the printer. Some of the prints were abnormally small, so I just took a whole bunch and put it on one page. I cut it out and glued it on. That one is one of my most beautiful ones I did. Now these are my unfinished ones. And that's it. And basically, when I was little, I used this as my sketch. And here I just have a whole bunch of scratched out artwork. That bezel I might actually trace, because that looks too good. This is about when I started playing the Pokemon Art Academy game on 3DS. And I was at a restaurant and actually managed to draw that good. A Chandelure. Here's some other amazing artwork. A lot of scratched out and sketches and just a mess. And it turns out I draw Gary, I guess. That's me trying to draw my favorite Pokemon, Furfrou. Look at this crazy thing I wrote when I was little. Water moves affect nothing on a Crystal Onyx. When a Crystal Onyx uses rock throw, crystals are thrown instead of rocks. Crystal Onyxes are very rare. They are made entirely out of crystals. That must have been when I first learned about Crystal Onyx. And probably only the people that went really deeply in the series know about Crystal Onyx. My best friend for Christmas or my birthday gave me these cutouts that her and her brother did. Just like drawing and coloring, basically. They did it growing up. And they just decided to give it to me because they had no use for it. And I've actually been wanting to laminate these so I can put stickies and put them on my wall or decorations. It just looked pretty cool. This is Lugia. Clink clink. This right here, my best friend told me was her favorite Pokemon, Zora. Another one of my friend's favorite Pokemon. And now some uncolored ones. Oh, look how tiny it is. This is other artwork my best friend did for me. And she drew my favorite Pokemon. This Pikachu is watercolors and done by someone in an anime club years ago. They wrote on it, "Have a shocking holiday." These are my wall posters for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire on 3DS. And this one is the front version and this one is the back version. I just got two of the same poster so I could view both sides. This is another poster. This is for X and Y on 3DS. And this one also has a back side, but because I was only able to get one of this poster, I can only show the front side. But basically, I have another poster right here, and it would just look like that, but an elongated version of it and bigger. And I got this out of a book I have, and I got that one also out of a book that I have. These two posters right here are from Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions, and they're signed by both of the people that were involved with it. The instructor, and I forget someone else that was majorly involved in it too. If you don't know what the Symphonic Evolutions is, it was a concert that Pokemon held for their music. As well as this poster that I already went over. One thing that I missed about with these posters is that they have holes in them because of the thumbtacks. So I decided for my new posters, I wasn't going to do some of the velvet artwork that I did. And I used sparkly pens for this. As well as just plain pens and some markers involved as well. This velvet artwork came with the whole set with markers with it. Here's another one that I colored. And one of the best ones that I colored. Now here is a poster that came out of one of the books. And I believe since top 10, it came out of the top 10 book. It's this long. This is the sun and moon map and poster. I got 2 of them, so this is what the back of it looks like. This is the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon poster. You can see they put a lot of time and effort into creating this poster. It's even metallic, so it shines. And again, I did get 2 of this poster because I got both of the games. And you can see how beautiful the backside is. And these are my Pokemon markers that came with the Velvet Art set. Here's this Ash and Pikachu poster. This X and Y poster. I might have a bit more, but there's no way I can get to those ones. These are my Pokemon journals. This is a Pikachu winter hat. And I put a butterfly thing on it because I didn't like how it was loose on me in the wind. A Pikachu fidget spinner. I don't know why they gave Pikachu nostrils, but that is a clear indication that it is not by actually Nintendo. It's a really high quality one too. I believe this one was found on eBay. And so for my plushes, I'm just going to insert an image. And also I'm going to show you them individually. Because you might not be able to see the full image of all the plushes when there's plushes stacked upon each other. But if you guys would like to do extra research for me and leave it in the comments below, maybe you have some extra time on your hands, feel free to leave in the comments below what brand the certain plushes I have are from. And thank you. So first off is my Dedenne plush. It is Tomy. Here's my Chespin plush, also Tomy. It also feels like they put cardboard in his feet. Here's my Finnegan, the other one of the trio. It is Tomy as well. And just excuse dog hairs, please. This is my Froakie plush, the final out of the 3 trio. And it is Tomy as well. And here they are all together. Getting to some evolutions, we have Sylveon, which is also Tomy. Here is Sylveon. And these are the only 2 EV evolutions that I have. Here is Togepi, and I really, really love these soft plushes. But I cut the tag off, so I can't really tell what this is. Here's Mesprit, another one of the really soft plushes. I find it weird that its tail is designed like this, so that this is on the back side, but maybe that's how it was intended to be. And this is another one that the tag was cut off. Here's my Azelf, and it must have been from the same series as the soft one as well. Also, the tag cut off. And here are the 2 that I have in the trio. I am missing Oopsie. I never had Oopsie. Here's my Sneasel, another one of the really soft ones. the tag also cut off. And Shellos, another soft one. But this one I do have the tag on. It's really hard to tell, but I think this is Jack specific. Here's my Pancham, that is Tommy. Here's my Bunnelby plush, and it is Tommy. Here is my Trico plush, also Tommy. This is my Squirtle Build-A-Bear plush. Sammy, wanna say hi? I figured you could hear us panting in the video. It's probably the softest Pokeball plush you could find, and it is cubed. And I generally put it above my Squirtle's head like this. And this is my Kahuna Snorlax. It is also a Build-A-Bear. His pajama hat can also go like this. And I had one of those scents put in him that was like birthday cake or something. Well, anyways, I can't even smell it, that he's so big. I made this Snorlax for my 18th birthday. And I made Squirtle for my 15th or 16th birthday. This is my Pikachu that is Tommy. And the best for last is little mini cute Pikachu. But what's that? You see the zipper? That's right, folks. This is multifunctional. And usually I keep this on top of Pikachu's head when I have it in Pokeball and the mini Pikachu form. I believe it was also a find at a yard sale for only 50 cents. It was so long ago, so I remember but don't remember. So if you had watched my bit-up video, you would have seen this. And that concludes all my Pokemon plushes. Every plush other than this one was obtained through a special occasion. And yes, even my whole bed is Pokemon themed. I'll insert a picture of it. Here are my two pillows and the pillowcases. And what you guys see in the picture, you might notice that this, you might be thinking it's a pillow, but it's actually a blanket covering a pillow. So yeah, let's take a look at what the blanket looks like. And oh my god, I just lifted up the blanket and found the other piece of my camera that I was missing. A piece of the camera strap. And here she is. I also have a bigger one, which I'm going to show you guys. So here is the other one. So pretty much all you guys have been shown so far is my Pokemon lair. Here is my Pokemon towel. Alright guys, so I had forgotten that a friend had given this to me for my birthday one year. It is like a cloth felt blanket like material. I also have a Pokemon charm that is officially licensed by Nintendo, and it's currently packed away to go to college, so I can't show you guys that. And I made this tan, light yellow, and pearl pink, metallic pink band looms for it, so it's a necklace. And I believe I got it at a yard sale for like 50 cents to $1. This is my Hot Topic Pikachu hoodie. And it is a large, but it's got small for me over the years. And I wore this paired with my Hot Topic Pikachu boots with black leggings for Halloween one year. And I also wore it to a CCU trunk or treat event. This shirt is a hand-me-down from my sister because we all went to the Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions and she didn't want it. She's actually younger than me, but she just didn't want the shirt. And it's signed by them. And if it looks familiar for you, you should be correct. Here is a Mimikyu shirt that I got from Hot Topic. It is a shirt that is made for the fans by the fans. And I'm actually currently wearing Pokemon pajamas. And my mom got this shirt from a hand-me-down from one of her best friend's daughter. And it is also for the fans by the fans. And these sweatpants that you see that I'm wearing are from GameStop. They actually started having clothing section in the middle of the store years ago. Here are my other Pokemon sweatpants. Which also came from GameStop. Here is a Pikachu shirt, I believe came from Walmart. Either that or Hot Topic. And I use this as pajamas because I don't like how low this is. Here's a shirt I got from Hot Topic. And another shirt I got from Hot Topic. And these were actually on sale and I got 2 of them. These are packed away Pokemon socks that I had that don't fit me anymore. And I wanted to make them into a quilt. They're from 2017. You got Jigglypuff, more Jigglypuff, Pokeball, Snorlax, Bulbasaur, and all Pikachu. Here is my Snorlax painting. Done from an inspiration that I saw online. I looked up cartoon images of Snorlax, and this is the one that I liked. So I drew it to look like the image online I saw. Avocado feet. As you can see on Snorlax, it had trauma because I spilled tomato basil soup all over it, but I was able to recover it. If you would like to hear the story on that, then I might make a video on that. And also, I have a story about Clefa over here. My figure. So let me know if you guys would like to hear the story. Now getting to my book collection. So this is the only actual manga I have. And back then, when I first got this, I was in like elementary school. And I did not understand the concept of reading mangas backwards. So the whole thing was confusing to me, but I should probably reread it now that I know how to read mangas. Here are all my chapter books. You know, back when McKay's used books used to have them for $2 each. Only. I bet now you couldn't get them for that much. Advantages of being an early on Pokemon collector. So yeah, there isn't much to elaborate on that. Here's a holiday. That one is $1.75. The stupid McKay's stickers. Look how pretty that book is. can see how old they are. So if you would like to hear the story about this book, let me know. Now getting to guidebooks. This guidebook I've had ever since I was like 9 or 10, and I got it for my birthday. It was given to me one year. And this is how big it is. I definitely got my use out of it. And actually there's an error in this book. It says a Scyther was coughing. So I went over it, taped over it, wrote on it, on a paper, and taped it. This next guidebook is very similar in style as the other one. And I got this at Press Start, the gaming place, when it was still open in my area and not shut down. And went out of business. This next one is the whole guidebook for Pokemon X and Y, the 3DS game. And this book was freaking expensive. And I got it about the time that it came out. You can tell they definitely upped the quality in their guidebooks over the years. This is the Pokemon Card Collector's Guide. And it is based on all the old cards. It tells you the pricing of Japanese in the US. Obviously, it's probably really outdated by now. Which reminds me, I also have this Pokemon trading card game little folder thing. But it's taken over with Beyblade. But I had used to have the action flip cards in them. The ones that are 3D and change when you move the card. Used to be in this. Here is the black and white handbook. It's pretty short and is lesser quality than the other ones. And also is a scholastic book. As you can see, that's an image of what trash look for me would have looked like if I wouldn't have taken the trash out of it. You can see from all the different forms of Deerling, mine is the spring form. This is a book that my best friend had either given to me for my birthday or Christmas. Now just to get into the random books. Bulbasaur's Trouble. A very cute little kid's book. The only one I actually created was Munchlax. This book has been through so much. And is the one that I went back to so much growing up. These ones are cool because they're dual books. And I believe that concludes all my books. Now to the movie drawer. These are the 3 that I have. But if you think about it, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the ones that I have the cases for. One that I don't have the case for is Detective Pikachu. And my mom got this and purchased it from Redbox, which I didn't know you could do. I thought you can only rent from Redbox, but it turns out you can purchase too. So I just need to work on getting the original case for it. Stationery stuff and envelopes and stickers we have. My Pokemon stickers from 2016. You guys won't be able to see it the best, but this is my Pokemon card cabinet drawer. This is where I put my Pokemon cards, my Pokemon card binder, my trading card binder, a whole bunch of cans and tins that I think I could use for storing decks. And I also have a lot of decks in the making in plastic bags and some that are actually done, but I just don't use the decks a lot. The decks that I do use a lot are in my toolbox with a lock on it. Also, a lot more of my decks without sleeves are in the cabinet. Meanwhile, in my deck boxes, the cards have sleeves on them in my toolbox. So here is my toolbox where I keep all the Pokemon cards in that I use a lot and that have sleeves on them. Before I open it, there's these that have a lot of coins in them. I'm going to show you guys that. I have these dice, and those came with an Elite Trainer box for Furious Fist. And in here, I have the burner markers, poison markers, the GX markers, and a whole bunch of just random tins. Instead, I don't want to use the dices. That's what they're for. Going back to here, we have the Pikachu coin. We have the Team Magma coin. Mega Charizard Y. Xerneas coin. Mega Diancie coin. A Gold Deoxys coin. Tyranitar coin. Team Aqua. And I think this is Mega Mewtwo Y. And lastly, the Pikachu coin. There's all of them right there. These dice, along with this one, came with the Elite Trainer box for Furious Fist. And this one is pretty cool. It's just like a $1.50 item I got at a Halloween store. But basically, for any card that says roll 2 dice, you could just roll this, I guess. I mean, I don't make the rules, but when you go against me that's playing, I have this, so it's pretty cool that we could just roll once instead of rolling 2 different times. Okay, after guessing it wrong like 7 times, I finally got it. But honestly, I always do that. Now for the reveal. And disclaimer, I name my decks after Pokemon. So, Keldeo EX, Persian, Mega Lucario, Mega Charizard, Furfrou, Heatran, Mega Manectric, Dragonite, Silver Dialga, Mewtwo, Furfrou, Darkrai, and Shaman. Not all of them have sleeves. If you're wondering why I have 2 Furfrou decks, it is because one is purely just normal types, and one is my first deck I ever had. And is also, Furfrou is also my favorite Pokemon, even though I pronounce it wrong. Furfrou. Who cares? I'm not going to show you guys everything because I feel like that would be completely pointless, but I will show you my first ever deck right here. Was actually a starter deck of Meowstic and all that. But I changed it, switched some cards out, switched the duplicates that I didn't want in there to make it personalized, to be more me. When you get first into making decks, you don't really know the appropriate amount of trainer cards, energy cards, so-and-so, and you don't know the rules, so you don't know how to use your strategy in order to make your deck. So I use that as a baseline to come out and make my own deck once I learned how. And I want to say I started doing Pokemon League, which is basically they battle in Pokemon cards, when I was like in 6th or 7th grade. So I've known how to play Pokemon cards for quite a long time now. Let's take a look at my very first deck. You can see the sleeves are just like the box. Although, quite unfortunate thing that happens half the time is that when you get your sleeves, sometimes they're automatically bent. Which means when you put your cards in it, your cards end up getting bent. Which is what happened to this deck of cards. This is the card that this deck was made after. Well, named after, I should say. Tight jaw, flip a coin. If fed, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. And if you don't know anything about Pokemon, paralyzed means that they cannot attack you, to make this number go down to knock your Pokemon out. Sharp Bang 50. I mean, it's a pretty good basic card to get right off the bat. Basically, all the highlights of this deck include Greninja EX, Mew EX, Golurk with hidden ability, and this Mewtwo card. I have about 2 Furfrou in this deck of the same card, and the rule is you cannot have 4 of the same card in one deck. Well, maybe it's more than 4. It's either you can't have 4 of the same card in one deck, or you can't have more than 4 cards in the same deck. Here are my cards all in the same deck. Each deck should have 60 cards in it to be playable. Sorry if you hear the dog and the rain in the back because it's starting to storm really bad and thunder and lightning. Next up we have my Mewtwo EX deck. And again, I'm only highlighting the ones that are either my favorites or the best out of the best of my decks. Here are Pokemon Center trading card sleeves from 2018. If you already know the basics of Pokemon and Pokemon cards, just disregard those facts. I know there's some people that might be watching my channel that don't know anything about Pokemon or the card game, so just bear with me. My Mewtwo deck all laid out, and the highlights of this deck are Espeon EX. Miraculous Shine can devolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon, and then put the highest stage evolution card onto it, into your opponent's hand. That means if they already had that much damage counters to knock the basic out, then when you devolve it, it will be knocked out. Another highlighted one in this is my super secret rare Mewtwo EX, as you can tell by the gold siding of the card. And the funny part is, I got this from a dollar store pack, and it is legit. Also have this beautiful artwork Xerosic and Chansey. Now let's talk about this Chansey card. This one is Lucky Punch. I have to have exactly 7 cards in my hand, which is why Professor Sycamore comes in really good handy in this deck. And I believe I have as many as I can in these decks as possible. I also made sure to have a ton of energies in this deck, so it's very fast paced and easily will get the grab on the moves. As well as the hand scope, so I can easily see what the opponent is thinking of doing in the next move. And a Robo Substitute, which can take the place of a Pokemon, and this can be knocked out instead of a Pokemon. So your opponent will not get a prize card. And all that combined creates a really good deck. But also, disclaimer, I'm not the best Pokemon card player out there. But I just try to do the best with the cards that I have. Next up is my Mega Manectric deck, which is really, really fast paced. Probably the best deck I have so far. Here's the sleeves, which are Raichu sleeves. I did get these from the Pokemon Center. And these cards are the highlight of this deck. Only 2 energies use that much damage. I don't have that many basic Pokemon in this deck, so that's basically the only flaw. A lot of energy and a bit of supporter cards. Now for my Persian deck. These sleeves were so cute that I couldn't resist them. Also from the Pokemon Center. And this deck is enough to drive anyone crazy with status conditions. Which is really what I think the old cards specialize in. Sleep Poison, the defending Pokemon is asleep and poisoned. And it's really hard for people to get out of it once they get in it. And it will just keep adding up and adding up. Buffer is the best freaking ability. If it will be knocked out, I can instead flip a coin. And I can do this an endless amount of times. And it'll just be 10 HP, 10 HP, 10 HP, 10 HP. And in the meanwhile, I can use Miracle Powder, which means I can flip a coin and then choose one special condition, if heads, that it will be affected by that condition, the opposing Pokemon. That is just such a good card. In Hoppip, the first evolution is almost exactly similar. Now Togetic. The Rainbow Moves is like one of the most freaking powerful moves, and it doesn't set the limit that much. Because it says I don't have to do the energy cost, which makes that move almost just as powerful as your opponent, if not more. And Togepi also has that, which is what makes it such a nice power. And this Pokemon is like my favorite card. Just see how beautiful it is. And this does poison, it does confusion, and packed together it's a real big punch. And it's almost crazy sometimes how I would beat people with newer versions of cards with these old cards just because of the status conditions. And along with that, I also have the Desert Ruins, which would only be good if you have the older cards that have EX. And the buffer piece, but it pretty much does a lot less than you think compared to the newer cards. almost making it kind of useless, but at the same time not. Now that I did the decks that I think are my favorite and or more powerful than any of my other decks, I'm just going to show you guys the rest of my cards in their sleeves. These are also from the Pokemon Center. This one came from the Elite Trainer box, the card sleeves. These are the highlights of this deck. Such great moves. I usually don't get that much rare cards, but when I do, they're like ultra rares. So I guess that makes up for it. Again, another amazing move. Meloetta, the shooting star pirouette can add up to be a lot. And the special fighting energies. Mega Charizard deck. One of the most beautiful cards in my opinion. And I always love the artist Kagemaru Himino. Always. And that person also specializes in orange sunset cards. Of the old ones, and I just really love that artist. This Reshiram is Radiant Collection. Now getting to this Charizard. I always like to use Stoke for this Mega Charizard because it needs that one dark energy that is so hard to find in my deck. But with this card, it's super easy. Here's my other Charizard that I usually pair with this Mega Charizard. And along with that, I put on the Protection Cube. In this town map, turn all prize cards face up, and they will remain up during the rest of the game. Here's Embor. Pokemon Fan Club are so useful. I usually think people are just gonna throw this Slowbro card aside until they realize this move. Only one prize card left, you win the game. So it is totally worth it to power up the Slowbro. Double colorless energies, super useful as well. Here's another sleeves that I got from the Pokemon Center. And there's a lot of pretty cool cards in this deck. Professor's Litter is super useful. White Kyram. Victini. But if there's not an EX, it's almost useless. Heatran can do so much damage because I do have a plasma energy in this deck. Moltres. The full art Charon. This Life Dew is so rare. If the Pokemon the card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes one fewer prize cards. White Kyram. Reshiram. Moltres. Reshiram. Battle Reporter and Caitlyn can both be used hand in hand to help you out tremendously. These ones are currently not in sleeves, but I'll still let you see my Silver Dialga. Here is the card that only comes in 1 out of 2 of booster boxes. So they're super rare. Also in this deck, I have this card, the Head Ringer. The attacks of the Pokemon this card are attached to cost 1 more. When this card is removed from the Pokemon for any reason, put this card in the owner's discard pile. So I attach it to one of my opponent's Pokemon EX that doesn't already have a tool attached to it. And it makes their attack cost more for them. My For normal type is kind of self-explanatory. It has only normal types in here, mixed with an assortment of any type of energy. Right, EX, it's definitely not the best deck that I have, but just for show, here's some good cards in this deck. Radiant Collection Purloin. Shadow Circle. Each Pokemon that has a darkness energy attached to it has no weakness. Shadow Trad. Team Plasma card from your discard pile into your hand. The special energy, multi-energy, it could be any energy. Special darkness energy. And 2 of these reverse triggers. The last one to show out of my toolbox is the Shaman EX deck. Now highlighting some of the really good cards in this deck. The Grass Energy that heals 30 damage. Genesect. Guja. Wigglytuff packs a huge punch with the Balloon Mirage. Professor's Letter, but it's Pokemon League style. Superior Radiant Collection. It has no retreat cost if it has a grass energy on it. Wondershine, 70, and the Pokemon is confused. The opponents. Sleepy Ball, the Pokemon is asleep. This is really good for getting early on in the game because the Signal Beam does 30 and the active Pokemon is confused. This card because it's pretty and does 100 damage. The Fairy Garden. Any fairy energy attached has no retreat cost. Shaman EX. Honestly, for me, this is kind of a sucky card, but I mean, it can make you get back more in the lead. This move. 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. But typically, that doesn't really help you that much. Go-Goats, beautiful scenery, and Charge Dash. Now, this is a Pokemon playing card mat. When you first learn how to play the game, usually you use this. Guess it's still a collector's item. Here we go, done with this toolbox. Safe and sound. Time to go back to this drawer, even if the lighting sucks. Here's the area I put Pokemon cards I just got from packs. So you can see these all look pretty brand new. It's because they are. These are old tea containers that I want to repurpose and be Pokemon card containers. And I have quite a bit of them. My Rocket's Boba Fett deck. So at the bottom, I put these felt in there to prevent damages when my cards aren't in sleeves. So here's Rocket's Boba Fett. A few other cards that are cool. And Rocket's Meow. Here's a tin I wanted to use as another way of storage. This is the rarest new card that I've gotten because I haven't gotten much of the newer cards recently. my Build-A-Bear Workshop Snorlax card still in the packaging. And more recently, I've been collecting the Pokemon card illustrations of the packs. And guess what? I decided I want to put them in here. Not sure if these would fit in there though. Here's my Chestnut Break deck. And you can see I have notes added on here for what I need to do to make the deck complete. Here's a close-up look at it and other cards in my deck. In my Mega Diancie deck, I only needed to add 4 Fairy Energies and 12 more cards for it to be complete. And here are the highlights so far on that deck. Gardevoir. And another Gardevoir. This one is my Latios 2004 deck, and this one needs a lot of work. This deck still needs a lot of work with 23 more cards. My Arcanine deck needs a lot more work. It's only this big. Here's it up close. Isn't it such a beautiful card? This is the deck that my Chansey EX is in. And this Cyndaquil art is so cute. And here is a Boost Energy. This Team Magma's Canalap deck is very short because I have to split these cards out of the Team Aqua deck. So here's that deck I was talking about. See how big it is? I said add Claws or Break in it. And here's my Infernape deck. It's only this big. It's not the smallest, but it's not the biggest. It's getting there. You see this Happiny card? When you see that, that means that you don't need any energy. This is my old Paris deck that I made, and it's all old cards, and you see the sunsetty colors, and guess who was this artist? Kagemaru Himeno. All I needed to do was add sleeves to this deck, and it is done. And this is the last of my decks I have to share. And this is a finished deck, and this is a fossil deck that I built. Now my Furious Fist Elite Trainer box. I have it like this because I was scared of stormy weather, and if it storms really bad and we have to evacuate, I want to bring all my cards and all my collectibles with me. It's pretty sturdy. It won't fall off or anything if I run off with it. So this box is where I put all my cards that aren't currently in decks, or just any card I'm only collecting and not putting in a deck. It's a bit disorganized. And here is my Squirtle Build-A-Bear. Still in the package as well. And I guess I just had a dice smushed in there under those cards, but these ones go all the way under and they are sorted by type. And as you can see, it really won't fit any more cards in there. In this bag, it's just a whole bunch of randomness, but in there, I have actual Pokemon badges that I earned when I was in Pokemon League. And these gemstone rocks are used for damage counters when you don't use dice. I earned this badge. This badge. And this one. Are my keychains. Here's an origami deck box I made. I have another one right here. I used to keep my Mewtwo deck in this one. And this is a fruit roll-up, Pokemon themed, that I just kept the packaging of, but I opened it. Here's some random dice. And here are my Pokemon tins. In this one, I keep all the card artwork, the pack illustrations, and in this one I keep my extra card sleeves in. This is a deck that I took cards out and put in a different deck, so it's not really a working deck. Assuming these are cards I wanted to put in my trading card binder. Code cards for the online game. And this is a list of just like all the cards that I needed to complete decks. In here I have Beyblade, Naruto, Attack on Titan, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I had one more card deck. In the Meloetta deck, we have these that I would like to show you guys. Radiant collections. Here we go, Radiant again. And the Radiant binder right here is for my safekeeping cards. trading card binder. That was a coloring page that I printed out and colored on. So if anyone would like to trade or needs any of these cards, let me know. Forgot to tell you guys that I have this other mat in my keeping binder, and I have a Furious Fist booklet and the Mega Diancie big card. This is my hand. And this is the size compared to a regular card. Here's the playmat I had for the longest time, and you can see that it's starting to really rip. A Pokemon Stadium that these miniature figures came with, and it also can light up, and I'm going to show you guys. And a little disclaimer, this one unfortunately did not come with this set, but I guess I just paired it with this because it's about the same size as the other ones. And it's Tommy, and it came with also a Kyram, and they came with cards that are so similar to the ones that actually came in this set, so I guess that's why I paired them with it. So my Stunfisk that I showed you guys in my figures, and Emolga in my figures. But I have no clue where my mini Kyram went, so that's kind of disappointing. But Terrakion, I just showed you guys. Somehow it got stuck in this set with these figures. So these are all the ones, again, that did not come in this set with this stadium. And here are all the ones that did come with it. Fire type, normal, electric, grass, psychic, and water. Goes in as so. So it looks like the two are fighting. And this was under my bed for the longest time, so I had to dust it off and add new batteries in. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm still not exactly sure where these are supposed to be going, but my guess was on the side rim right here where this is. and on the other side, but it doesn't really seem to fit and I can't get it to stay up, so I just won't be doing that. As you can see, it's water versus psychic, and here's the scenery. Now time to turn it on. They can also go like this. And yeah, other than that, I haven't learned too much about this. So there's that. It's kind of a bit confusing because on the side there's actually 2 switches instead of just 1. And you can basically just use any figure that is this size, which is why my other figures that weren't supposed to be here ended up here. So technically, I would say I have 3 Wobbuffet instead of just 2. And these figures that came with this set are Tomy. Now getting to my Nintendo systems that are all Pokemon themed and games Pokemon themed. I guess I'll show you guys this case first. And it is a Japanese exclusive, I believe, that came and was ordered with my Japanese exclusive 3DS XL system. But currently I don't keep my Pikachu 3DS XL in here because it didn't feel like it was supported enough. And I have much harder cases that I keep them in. So this is just for an older system, the DSi, that I keep in here. So nothing really interesting Pokemon themed in here other than the styluses. If I can get it open. Here are my Pokemon themed stylus. From 2013. This different case we have, drumroll, the special Game Boy Color. I got on eBay for about, I want to say, 60 bucks. And what's good about systems is that, watch right here, anything Pikachu themed, its cheeks light up when you turn it on. The person that packaged it, when I ordered it, packaged it terribly. And it was just, it by itself in a cardboard box, moving around in it, which probably led to all these scratches. But what can you do? I got it, it works, and I'm happy to have a collectible. Sadly, I don't have the box to the Game Boy Color system because I got it on eBay and did not purchase the box with it. It was probably a thing you would have to get separately, and then that would even be more costly. This heavy-duty casing. My exclusive Japanese Pikachu 3DS XL. And I even have a Pokemon theme inside the system as the background. So I might show you guys, but I can't include probably the audio because it's probably copyrighted. See, it's on the background. It's the Onamuri Pikachu. And I also have all these Pokemon badges. And this is from the Badge Arcade game from eShop. So combine all of them and it makes a pretty good match. But that's not all I have. I have Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon theme as well that came with the game. Inside, I have downloaded from the eShop Pokédex 3D Pro, Pokemon Shuffle, Pokemon Rumble World, Pokemon Picross, Pokemon Bank, and Poke Transporter. I'm now showing you guys a full 360 of what it looks like. This is the box that my system came in. When I opened it up, I had forgotten that they sent a picture to me. So how cute is that? Still have the paperwork and manual that came with this from the box. As well as this little thing that came with it. And now the last of my systems that is Pokemon themed is my Pikachu 64. And remember what I said about my Game Boy Color, where its cheeks light up. I really like that feature that they added in those systems. And here is the controller. I currently only have one controller, but I might end up getting more in the future. Here's the case I bought with my 64. It was extremely pricey with the added case in, but I definitely wanted to get it, and it's such a collector's item. Not every Pokemon and Nintendo fan can say they got this system, so I'm glad to be one of them. And it was just this cardboard thing. Bubble wrap. And this is what was holding the system. And I'll talk about all my games I have on 64. A Pokemon themed. This is Pokemon Gold and Silver Stadium version. Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2, which has beautiful artwork by the way. Pikachu that I can't play until I get a microphone to plug into my 64. Last but not least, Pokemon Snap. I'm kind of trying to do the games in order that they came out, but I know the Game Boy Color ones and 64 ones are kind of mismatched, but that's the exception. So I had the game Toad, which I highly suggest their brand by the way. Very high quality duty cases. Pokemon Red, which I got used, and you can definitely tell it's pretty beat down. And I also have on the other side Pokemon Crystal, which is such a beautiful game. But sadly this one I got from Game stopped used, and it will not have a save anymore. This game was inserted like this, covered in felt because it's special. This is my Pokemon pinball game, and as you can see, I wasn't able to find a back to it. I got it used at Press Start back when they were still in business. They were a gaming place. And yeah, I just cover it in cloth. It won't fit in my other case because it has to have this gone. And is one of the ones that has to have a battery. Now I'll be getting to my Game Boy Advance games in no particular order. Fun fact, I actually have 2 Emerald games because one, the save file is jacked up and only saves half of the time. And then when it doesn't save, it will delete your whole save file, which is not supposed to happen. My very first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Leaf Green. And I played that game so freaking much, and it is still my favorite game today. That one at the bottom there is my old Emerald game, the one with the corrupt save files. And by looking at it, I should have known that it's seen 2 better days to be true. For Leaf Green, this is pretty much the only thing I have. I don't have a case. Just the manual. Now, the DS games, not in any particular order. I have Pokemon Conquest, Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon Pearl, one of my favorites, Pokemon Black 2, Pokemon Black, Pokemon White 2, Pokemon White. Here, I got Pokemon Soul Silver. And in this little case right over here, in a blanket, I have my Pokewalker. That connects the Soul Silver version. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon explores the time, explores the sky, explores the darkness, and the Blue Rescue Team. And my favorite was Explores the Sky. Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Alma, and my favorite, Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs. And here's Pokemon Trotsy. I played a lot growing up. Now that I covered DS games, try to go to the 3DS ones, and Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, the one I played the most, Pokemon Y, Pokemon X, another one I played the most, Pokemon Sun, the one I played the most, Pokemon Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun, another one of the ones I played the most, and Pokemon Ultra Moon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, and Pokemon Art Academy. This is a Z-Ring that has Z-Stones, and it goes on your wrist through there, and it will vibrate when you connect it to your game and you use a Z-move. It lights up, it does all these cool things, and it is to connect to Pokemon Sun and Moon, and probably also Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I'm not quite sure on that. And here are some more extra stones I never even opened because it was a hand-me-down from my brother that he didn't want. Now to get to my Switch games, we have Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Sword, and you can see they started putting more time in developing than the game cartridge artwork. And Pokemon Shield, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. On my Switch itself, I have Pokemon Quest and Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Go Plus, and I might start using it more since I'm gonna have in-person classes coming up. And here is the box for it. So here are the brown straps that came with this case to hook up right there. So you can actually treat it more as a bag or crossbody bag if you wanted to. I'm about to get out and show you guys all of my Pokemon game cases, and I'm probably just going to insert music on those clips because I don't want to just keep saying what they are. It's probably really boring. And thanks, and I hope you guys enjoy. And a disclaimer, all the codes that I'm going to be showing that are inside my game cases I've already used, and the dates from the events already passed, so don't be thinking you're sly and trying to use them, because it won't work. That's all, folks. If you know, you know. The 151 Pokemon rap theme. Here is another hand-me-down from my brother that he didn't want anymore, was this Unova Pokedex. The batteries are corroded in the back, but I can work on that. 2011. And it actually can turn on and do things, which is what this button and these buttons do. Great news, people. I found my 3D little flip cards. They were in my Soul Silver case. This is a Bulbasaur Pokemon pencil, and it came with the whole set of Squirtle and Charmander as well, but this is the only one I can find. And all my stuff is packed away to go to college, so it would be good luck to try to find them. A Pikachu power bank. It's also seen better days. And I used to take it out every time when I did Pokemon Go, because as people know, it drains their battery. Here's my old Genesect watch. It used to light up, and it was a digital watch. Here's a half-heart Pokeball necklace, and my best friend has the other one. This right here is a Pokemon lamp. It's a little dusty and cobwebby over here, but I got this for Christmas one year that my grandparents gave me. I have no clue where they got it from, but it's a really nice find. And honestly, I should have brought it with me as my lamp for last year to match the whole blue color scheme, but I didn't even think of it. Last year I had a blue color theme at CCU in my dorm. There's another power bank, but this one only can do Samsung. I think the other one can only do Samsung too. And I switched to Apple, not for any particular reason, but I switched. So, can't really do much with this right now. Maybe charge my tablets if I ever decide to use them again. And I made this little hand strap because it is a ball shape and not easy to hold, and it's not easily portable. And it does glow in the dark, which I thought would be good to play Pokemon Go at night. But there's huge flaw in this, is that they put Pokemon Go on backwards. But I guess it shows up fine in images. And their advertisement online, but not on this. The lights right there tell you how much power it has. I think I used to manually be able to turn it off, but now it just has to turn off on its own. And I turned it off in my dorm one time, and it did not cut off until like hours after, even a day after. Here's how it would look if you put on the band that I added on. You can still hold it, but if you accidentally drop it or something, it still stays on. It came in this cool box, and don't ask me to read that Chinese because I can't. This is what it's called, the Pokemon Go Power Bank. And it has a ball-shaped capsule inside with the charger. Here is my Froakie charm that I got from Anime Pavilion. It's kind of seen better days because it used to be the charm on my phone. As many of you probably know because you've seen me wear it at Coastal, at just any trips I go on, and I pretty much posted it on Snapchat. This is my Snorlax crossbody bag. I've had it a year now, so I got it right before I went to Coastal because I wanted something to be able to keep my wallet in and everything, necessities. So this is a reusable shopping bag that can go into a snow cone. Mini paint set, just a cute thing to add on because Teal Nation. Hand sanitizer, which is a necessity now, and my Tokyo Dachi Chant, which I got at the bookstore when I went around Christmas time. I just feel like it matches the whole vibe. I got it on eBay and for fairly cheap. And the back of it has this little pouch that is clear. And I have inserted a safety thing because I only take it out of this when I need it because it kept going off and I didn't want it to. But when it's in use, I take that off and attach it to the side. These are my Switch Joy-Con grips. I have a blue, a red, and also a light pastel purple. This was bought on Amazon and is not an official Nintendo product. Actually, they look more pink. But I want to see if they'll fit on my Nintendo 64 Joy-Con, so stick tuned and I might make a short on that. I did a lot of rock art back in the day. I would say freshman and sophomore year of high school, so I'm going to show you guys them. I only have two that I did, but this is the one of Ash that I got online of a picture, and I just drew based off what I was seeing in the picture. And here is obviously the Pokemon Go egg. And I like how accurate I was with this one. And lastly, my Snapchat. You can add me at McKenna Pokemon. I'll insert the half image here. Guys, so much for watching. Pretty please like because this video took so long and I don't even know when this video will go out. Right now, I'm about to go in my sophomore year of college. I haven't moved in yet, so when I post this, I might already be moved in. I have no clue. So again, pretty please like. You guys might be seeing it's blah blah hours or blah blah minutes long, but to me, that's even double if not triple because of editing and all the stuff I had to do to get the stuff out. And I literally discombobulated my whole room to find everything. So please subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. If I ever do an updated version of my Pokemon collection and Nintendo collection, I should be reminded that I need the Old Town Festival necklace and the Pikachu charm necklace.